The Calm Collective presents Voices of Change, a Coach Ministry production. Every voice tells a story, but some voices carry change.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is WarCry, and this is another wonderful experience dealing with our urban community and what's going on. I have a wonderful show planned for you. Our guests are excited. I'm excited as well. As you can see, this is Monday. This is Marvelous Monday, and this is the time that we get down to the nitty-gritty. There's been a lot of things happening this weekend concerning our children. Kids have been lost, kids have been molested, kids have been taken away, human trafficking, and we're going to get down to some of the roots of what's going on. We don't just want to just give the problem. We want to come up with some answers. It's our kids. It's our answer. Let's bring this everybody in. This is WarCry. I am so excited. I am so excited. I am so excited. Oh my goodness, that's my girl from California. Oh, Dr. Julia. Tell her, how are you? I've been so excited since the first time we met. I am so excited. And then I see Cindy. Oh my God. I got two of my favorite people. I got two game changers.
All right. In the
I got
house.
two game changers today because guess what? Things are happening, and if we don't give a voice to the problem, we can never find a solution. So we need to talk about these things. But before we talk about them, I just want to ask one question before we go any farther. Just introduce yourself slightly, and then give me a song that summarizes the climax of what we're in today. I'm going to go with you, Cindy. Introduce yourself and give me a song that summarizes this climax that we're in.
Well, my name is Cindy Ashley. I do a show called MS Unscripted because I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis last year on Valentine's Day. And it's on my, I have an internet radio show called onthewakeupradio.com. Now, with the climax going on, the song is Man in the Mirror because we have to come up with solutions.
And name that artist.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, I'm talking about the man in the mirror. And that's not just for Black people. It's for white people to look in the mirror too and to think about what they did to us. Would you agree with that?
Right on.
Okay, right on. Haven't heard that in a long time, sister. Okay, and Dr. Taylor, how about you short introduction, and guess what? Give me a song that will kind of like summarize this climax.
Well, I'm thinking about Michael Jackson too. They don't care about us. They don't care about us.
Yeah. They don't care about us.
Yes, I am homegrown from DC, living in California most of my adult life. I'm an author of several books, conference keynote speaker, a life coach for women's wellness. I'm a retreat facilitator, wife, mother, grandmother, and I lend my voice of advocacy with yours to empower our people. Mostly it's our women, because we are the mothers, we are the elders, we are the hand that rocks the cradle. So I do a lot of work with women getting balance, resilience, faith, self-awareness about their power and their purpose.
All right. I see Minister Patton. Dr. Patton has joined. Do me a favor, just give us a short introduction. And guess what? Give us a song that summarizes the climax of what we're dealing with.
Oh, praise the Lord. Good morning. Glad to be here. Just want to say, well, my background is that I'm an administrator for teachers and children. I was a principal, so I've worked with our young people and have dealt with many issues, that our teacher has, that as teachers and parents, as a teacher, as a parent, Even as a student of the word, that I have dealt with so many different things, but we thank God that so many things are coming up, that people are now gravitating and helping each other for our children. It's just a wonderful thing.
Give us a song that summarizes. Now I know you've been in the church so long, you may not know a song, and I may have to give you a song. You understand, Dr. Taylor? And Cindy, sometimes people been in the church, but you can give us a church song if you want to.
Okay. Well, my song would be "What About the Children?"
And that's Yolanda Adams.
Yolanda Adams. Yes.
Okay, okay. Well, you know what? Now it's my time. I am so glad that each of you are here today. And my song would simply be this: war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. As you know, I am the host of MLDM, the host of WarCry, social advocate, mother, fighter, and everything else. But we're here now to push in, push in. Now I want just to bring in the introductory video. Come on backstage, bring in the introductory video so we can go farther in the conversation.
Inspiration for People on the Grow, featuring the popular life-changing speaker and author Jewel Diamond Taylor. Knowledge, faith, and action are keys to your success. To experience results in your life, be sure to listen to this message often. Continue growing in your success by visiting the website www.donotgiveup.net to learn more about products and Jewel Diamond Taylor's upcoming events. If you would like to invite this dynamic speaker for your event, church, women's retreat, conference, or workplace training, please call 323-964-1736. That's 323-964-1736. Thank you for remembering to share the treasure of inspiration that Jewel Diamond Taylor offers with your circle of family, friends, and co-workers.
Dr. Taylor, we are so proud of you. How I got to know you, or what drew me to you, was your poem on "I'm Black and I'm not giving it back." Am I saying that right? I
am not giving my black back.
I am not giving my black back in a time where people want to trade in their black. You are telling us that you are black and you're not giving it back. Tell me what inspired you to write that poem.
I was on tour for 12 years with major icons like Dr. Maya Angelou and Susan Taylor and Dr. Coretta Scott King and Gladys Knight and Shirley Caesar. For 12 years, I traveled crisscross the nation with them, empowering Black women with a very unapologetic Black culture, African culture theme. And we would go to all the major Black cities. And one time we were in Texas, in Dallas, and I loved wearing my Afrocentric clothes. And a lady stopped me and she said, "Where did you get that costume?" And I said, "Oh my God, this is not a costume." And I immediately went to my hotel and the poem just flowed right out of me, because I realized that we have given our Black back, our culture, our rhythm, our spirituality, the way we dress, the foods that we eat, how we identify ourselves, how we allow the colonization to rob us of who we are. I mean, I'm guilty of it too, because we all try to fit in. But being with that conference for 12 years indoctrinated me and brought me back to my mind of who I really am, not just what I wear, but my hair, the way I support my community, the way I care for my community, the way I recycle my dollars within my community, how I tap to my creativity, and how I understand the feminine power has been so displaced because of a patriarchal society.
Now, Dr. Taylor, let me come in. So being Black is not just being Black. It's a whole process of giving back to our community. It's recycling our money. So it's more than just putting on garments or
Right.
look the part. It's being the part. Is that what you're saying? It's being the part.
Exactly. And we've been so fragmented. It's not to shame anybody, but each of us have a role in unifying, bringing back the wholeness of who we are. We've been so fragmented, been lied to so much, families torn apart, uh, programmed. So waking people up is part of my journey. And you have to do it in such a way that people stay awake. And that's a challenge.
It appears that we we only wake up for periods of time.
I know. And
We
so,
woke up when George Floyd was killed. I mean, America woke up when George Floyd was killed. And guess what? I thought we would stay woke. But it
exactly.
appears that we've went back to sleep again. What do you feel about that?
Well, like Dr. Martin Luther King says, I feel I've led my people into a burning house. Uh, the civil rights movement was to fight to sit at the counter or to live next door. It wasn't about financial freedom and stability. And that's why young people are suffering because they don't know what the future looks like when we don't own banks and we don't own hospitals and we don't own supermarkets and we're not employers, we are employees. So we do need to have this war cry because we are part of the problem.
We are. And do you know how many libraries? I know you've written so many books, you've did so many poems, but how many of our Black libraries have your articles or your books in it? Now, I know one in Pennsylvania that I interviewed a lady 2 weeks ago that I'm going to contact him to contact you to put your stuff in. But how many do we have that you know of that has actually took your books and poems and have them in there?
Well, as I crisscross the country going to Black owned bookstores, which have mostly disappeared, I would ask them, what books are Black people buying? And they would say fantasy. They would say fiction. They want to escape. They're not buying self help. They're not buying historical books. And that's what gives you freedom, is to know the truth. But if we're always looking to escape in romance and things like that, we're never going to win the struggle. So yeah, now we're in a digital age where people are not buying books. Children are buying games. So we have a lot of issues that we have to dismantle and overcome because the truth is hidden in the books and in the storytellers. Because before we had books, you had storytellers. I am a
Or
seven, I'm
oral
a seven
tradition, oral tradition.
oral tradition. So I am an elder now. I'm 75. So I'm an elder and I have stories to tell.
Oh, hold it. You're 75. I want the two women on here and myself. Let's give her a high five. Come on, do a high five. High five, sister. High
Okay.
five. You're
High
looking good. You're looking good. High five, baby. Women
five.
power. Yes, yes, you're looking good. I'm sorry. Now we can go back. But you are looking fabulous. God has preserved you for a time like this. Nobody could wear it like you, girl. Nobody could wear it
You're so
like.
sweet.
No,
I
it's
received.
hold it for a minute. Okay, let the women open up. Trevor, what do you think about it?
First of all, just high five again. Okay. And second of all, what you're saying is absolutely right. Now, there's a lot of things that I could identify with what you're saying because I dress Afrocentric. I was an administrator in a school where most of the school were Black and brown children.
Mhm.
Most of my staff was white. So there was a problem because They felt that the message that I was giving. Now, this is what I got in the background. The message that I was giving, like, what was I trying to do? Was I trying to stir up trouble? Why was I always in African garb? And that's the way it proceed. Now, as far as putting money back into the African community, I do that. I go to Harlem when they have their festivals. I buy things, because they have very unique and beautiful things that you won't see in your regular stores. So my 90%, 99% of my wardrobe is of African flair. And I do understand that it's important, because it was important for those children to see that, to try to ask questions to themselves, as why is the principal walking around looking as I was sending a message to our children.
That
Amen.
you that you're regal, that you're a queen, that you're regal.
That's right. That's right. And some of them would never even see African garbs if she didn't wear it. Period. So it's important for us to always put our authentic self on display. And that's one of the things that I know that our young people don't. They want to change their authentic self. They want to be like someone with long hair all the way down to their butt. They don't want to wear their locks. They don't want to wear their braids. They want to hide from it, because there are some jobs that you really get a negative vibe if you come in your authentic self, because they look at us based on presentation versus based on what we know. Christy, come in. How do you feel?
First of all, I want to tell her 70 something weird. I need some of that. Put that on me, sis, because fabulous, gorgeous. And honestly, when you were talking about books, I thought about it was D. Haynes that talked about, if you want to hide something from and I'll say black person, because he didn't say the word black person, put it in a book.
That's right.
And that's how sad the culture is, because we need to get our children. It starts with our children, because you can't really do nothing with these older folks. I ain't even gonna hold you.
And the problem is too is that we have states like Texas and states like Florida. I'm calling them out, where you have governors that are taking the books about us off the shelves, because they say they make other people who don't look like us feel bad. So that's why we salute black authors, and we want to put them in place, and we want to know about your books. We want to know where we can get your books from, because we want to put it on our websites. We want to give your books for Christmas presents and birthday presents. We want your information to flow.
Oh, that is so amazing. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard that in a long time. And just know that what you're doing with this platform is making a difference. We need you to keep doing what you're doing and blowing the whistle and beating the drum, beating the drum. We got to do all of that, because we are.
And it takes us
They're
together.
afraid of our power. They're afraid of our power.
They're afraid. Now that brings me into, let us hear your poem. Recite your poem to us.
Okay, here we go. Oh, it's from this book that I wrote in 1980. Oh Lord, 1990. It was in the early 1990s. And it says, "I'm not giving up my greens or my grits. I'm not gonna stop saying, girl, and putting my hands on my hips. You see, life for me ain't been no crystal stair, and I'm not giving up Rosa Parks, Fannie Lou Hamer, Mary McLeod Bethune, Sojourner Truth, Madam C.J. Walker, Toni Morrison, or Dr. Maya Angelou. Because you see, I am a phenomenal woman, and I'm not giving my black back. I'm not giving up my crown, my waves, my braids, my curls, my locks, my kinks, or my kente cloth. Now, I'm not going to give up the mass choirs, the sounds of blackness, Mahalia, Shirley Caesar, Aretha Franklin, or Kirk Franklin. I'm not going to give up in Medea's kitchen eating peach cobbler or sweet potato pie and hearing her ask me, how you doing, baby? I'm not going to give up going to You Buy We Fry on Fridays or barbecues on Saturdays playing bid whist and slamming those dominoes. I'm not going to give up Harriet Tubman's train, Soul Train, Coal Train, or the Midnight Train to Georgia. Now, you can meet me at the function at the junction, but I'm still not going to give up B.B. King, The Whispers, Fancy Miss Nancy, Lena Horne, Motown, the Philadelphia sound, or the Temptations. Because you see, it's the way we do the things that we do, like building the pyramids that still stand, made by our forefathers' hands, where diamonds and oil and silver and gold are buried in our rich, dark land. Oh, I'm not giving my black back. I am happy being nappy with my wide hips and my wide nose, the rich melanin in my skin. I love putting lotion on my ashy skin. Oh, I'm not going to deny or forget my ancestors who lay in a wet grave in the Middle Passage from slave trade. And I won't give up on our youth of today who still need a way made. I won't give up on Miles, even though he didn't smile. And I won't give up on Marvin Gaye, Richard Pryor, Phyllis Hyman, Billie Holiday, Billy Eckstein, Jackie Robinson, or Jackie Wilson. I'm not going to give up the electric slide, Alvin Alley, Bojangles, or Debbie Allen. You think I'm going to give up reading my magazines like Essence and Jet and Ebony and Black Enterprise? Too bad they don't exist anymore. I used to write for all of them. For we are a colorful people, and like Curtis Mayfield saying, we are people who are darker than blue. We are honey, we are cinnamon, we are mahogany, we're chocolate, we are red fox, we are James Brown, we are berry white, we are the mothers of the church dressed in white, we are the color purple, we are the lady who sings the blues, we are Al Green with love and happiness. Oh no, I'm not giving my black back. Not Maxine, Martin, Megger, Malcolm, Mandela, Marley, Marcus, Muhammad Ali, or the Million Man March. I'm not giving my black back.
All right. And now I need everybody to mute and say just what I'm saying. I need everybody to say, I'm not giving my black back.
I'm not giving my black back.
Okay, Dr. Patton, I'm not
I'm
giving
not.
my black.
I am not giving. Not giving my black back.
I
Not
am
giving it back.
I am not giving my black back. It is not for sale and it's
Mm.
not for you to take back. You can't buy my black back. I love me. I love being black. I love being a woman. I love being in this den. All right. Now we're going to let Dr. Patton, what you want to fit what you want to say about what you just heard. I hope you're not giving your black back.
Ashe.
Dr. Patton, I hope you're not giving your black back.
Listen, I took my black back long time ago, and they still scratching their heads as to why I'm that black. They still scratching their heads. I go to church, they scratching their heads. I go into school, they scratching their head. I've always been black. I've always identified with that. I've always, for last, I don't know, 15 years, I've worn braids. I've worn this. I've always gravitated towards because I understood our young people, the people that are most influential to our young people are the people that try to look like white America. So they don't
Absolutely.
see us. They don't see us. So when I come in, even if I come in the church, I've had people they just puzzled. You know, they
Oh,
think it's just for a period of time, but I come in there like that all the time.
come in. Dr. Patton, let me come in. Does it
Yes.
take all that for you to
Yeah.
wear? Don't you have anything else in your closet?
Listen, I do have stuff in my closet, but you know what? I realize it takes all of that plus more. That's only
Plus,
scratching the surface because it
plus,
needs to be like fire. It needs to become contagious until our children understand that this got to be contagious. That is not just the month of February, which is the shortest month of the year. It's more than that.
Okay, now let's go back. How did you like her poem?
Fabulous. And not only she said that she wrote it back maybe 20 years ago. It is
yeah,
still relevant right now. Identify with everything that she said. It is
yeah.
still relevant right now. This is what's going on right now. Still relevant.
Yes, and you know something, Dr. Teller, this is something, and I want you to talk about some more poems, but this is something that our generation needs to hear. That all of this made up who we are. And I don't understand why we don't have black nail shops, that we still go into others that don't look like us and do our nails. I don't understand why we don't have black shops that do our braids. Now, do we have black people doing it? Yes, we do, but they don't invest in our community. They take their money and they go to another community. I'm talking about investing in our community, period. So I don't understand why we got smoke shops on every corner and they taking the money from our young people, and our young people are going to school high and drunk, because this is all a part of I'm not giving my black back. We need churches out there saying I'm not giving my black back. Okay, Cindy, come on in. I know you want to come in. All right, wait, first of all, are you going to give your black back?
Not. Never. This stays on. This don't come off. That poem was, what they do? Did they do the snap? You know, they snap, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? It makes me realize why cultural vultures exist.
Mm-hmm,
You understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason cultural vultures exist, because of our blackness. We were the first celestial beings, the first beings on the planet. How could you want to give back what God has created? How could you give it back? Every invention, everything you said, from the music to everything that's here, the stroke car, a beer keg, child, like potato chips, like there is nothing we have. The street light, there's nothing that is not here that we have not invented. We don't get no credit for it. Granted, somebody else making money. This light bulb in this house, if it wasn't for Vladimir, these wouldn't be on, because Con Edison couldn't figure out how to do it. So when you say I'm not giving back my black, absolutely not. I thank you for that poem. You know what? Every child needs to be saying that from January to January. Forget February, because Black History Month is Black History Year 365.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you so
When
much.
I went to,
What's your question before you go into that? Why do you think that we want to give our black back? We've got kids who are coloring their skins. And I'm not calling no name on the show, but she's a famous tennis player, one of the best in the United States of America. Look at her. She's lightened her skin complexion. Why do you think we want to give it back? Why do you think we don't want to identify with who we are and think black is beautiful? Now we take our bodies and we put it in any shape or form. We take these wigs and we put on. We don't want to identify with being black. Why, Dr. Teller?
That's a big question, but part of it is trauma, the need to feel like you need to belong, the deep programming. We cannot underestimate the power of the programming. Even when I went to go speak in South Africa, I was so broken, heartbroken, to see our people over there wanting to look like Americans. They wanted the eyelashes. They wanted the straight wigs. They were not wearing the culture. So it's like a flip-flop. Like, wait a minute. So it's like this need to fit in, this need to belong. The way we were programmed that they are superior, they are not. But they were successful in making people feel inferior. That takes years of deconstruction. And what you are doing and what I am doing, I don't keep saying why. I keep saying, what can I do?
Yes.
The why question will drive us crazy. I don't want to go crazy trying to figure it out. The short span that I'm here on this planet, what can I do to be a part of the solution? I didn't create it, but I want my legacy to be that I was a part of the solution, that the lives that I impacted, because there were elders in my family that woke me up. They're gone. But their impact and their influence has never weakened. I know who I am because they spoke into my life. And so the power of speaking into people's lives and doing the best that you can, showing up, is the most that we can do. I I don't
Bring
ask a lot of questions why. I don't ask why. I just
I
ask
want to bring you to New
what.
York because we need to talk in person. We need to get a group. We need to invite you into the church. We need to galvanize our young people, our Black boys and our Black girls, specifically, maybe separate, but bring them collectively together because it appears that, especially our Black girls, they want to give their Black back. They don't want to identify with being Black. Now, understand that every word that's associated with Black brings a negative environment. Blackball, Black Friday, darkness represents evil. So we've been programmed to think that white is right and Black, you
Mhm,
better be Black. So we've been
mhm.
programmed to think that dark is not beautiful, but we know that's not true because the truth of the matter is that our the people who don't look like us lay in the sun all day to be like us. See, the
Yep.
people who look like us, they put on their suntan and they lay there to be like us because they want this dark, beautiful, mellow skin that we have. But yet they despise it. I can't understand that. They
They
despise
have a
it.
mental illness. They have a
They,
mental illness.
yes, they do have a mental illness. I would say that. They have a
They have a
mental
mental
illness.
illness.
Now, have you wrote a poem about trauma?
I have, but I don't have it handy right now. I have just recently moved my office and I've got stuff everywhere.
No problem.
But that is part of the body of my work is helping women to understand the trauma of poverty, the trauma of racism, the poverty of living in a dysfunctional home, the trauma of single parenting homes, the trauma of divorce. So there's so many layers. And when you're trying to elevate and educate and enlighten people, first you got to feed the belly. It's difficult to feed the mind when the stomach is hurting and
Yeah.
they're not getting fed and they're cold or they're hot or they're hungry or they're sad. It's like it's such a tremendous amount of work that we have to do. And I have found that my lane is there. I am a therapist helping women to deal with the trauma because a lot of the children that we want to empower them, you can't get past their trauma. You can't get past them going home to dysfunction and depression and suicide and on these screens all day long. Mothers and fathers that have to work 2 or 3 jobs and they want to be there with their children, but the economy says they got to work. So
Now,
it's
let's
a
go back.
multi-layered.
I want to interrupt you, Dr. Teller, because I want to hone in on something specifically. I want to
Mhm,
talk about generational trauma.
mhm.
Trauma that's passed from one group to another group to another group. Generational trauma. That sometimes that when we try to help the mama or try to help the grandmother, we see the daughter has it and we see the daughter's daughter has. How do we address generational trauma? Should we go back? And if a person comes into you, a young lady comes into you, and she's say 26, and say her mother is alive, and she's dealing with all kinds of trauma, childhood trauma. Do you think that we should also ask to speak to the parent? This is my personal question. I want to ask because I deal with a lot of trauma because I feel that sometimes even though we're working with one group, the other group still is set in a certain way, and it sometimes affects the work we do. Dr. Teller.
Yeah, it's a big undertaking. I'm a realist. I'm a realist. And sometimes you can help one generation and you have to say, well, we can't go any further. Some people are so deeply rooted in shame, so deeply rooted in anger, so deeply rooted in abuse that no matter what you tell them, see, this is the thing. The younger generation is not dealing with much as shame as our mothers and grandmothers did. They were told, keep your business inside the house. Nobody needs to know our business. Now, trauma is a part of everyday language. You never heard the word trauma when we were growing up. Get over it, fix your face, don't talk to nobody, stop crying. I
And let me
fed.
tell you, I never heard the word mental illness either.
That's right. So it's a whole new dynamic that we're dealing with. So I think it's unrealistic to think we could heal all the generations. There are people that have 3 generations under one roof. You've got grandparents raising grandchildren. You've got young people. I have so many women in my life who are taking care of their elders. And they're like, I cannot believe I'm taking care of this mother who did not like me, who never hugged me. And she has to live with that and accept it, but still do the loving, godly thing. But I come in and I say, all right, what were you told? What lies were you told that we can deconstruct? You are beautiful. You are loved. I'm sorry you didn't hear from your mom. I'm sorry daddy wasn't there. Sometimes people just need to put all the truth on the table and look at it and accept it. And now what do I go from? How do I go from here?
Now, my concern is this. I was working with a young lady, um, and we were doing great work together. She was releasing a lot of childhood hurts. Now, this young lady I was working with, she was 17 years old, so she still stayed with her parents. Okay, what bothered me was every time she went back in that environment, the work
Mm-hmm.
that we did uh, became non-involved.
Yeah.
And because she was changing and everybody around her seen her changing, her mother actually pulled her away and said, you don't need to go to her anymore. You're coming back here and you're talking different, you're acting different. You want to go to the library now and be alone. You want to go to the after school programs, you want to get involved. And she actually pulled this young lady away from me. So what did I do? I actually went to her house. I seen her mother. Her mother said to me, listen, I don't like that stuff that you're trying to tell her. I don't
Mm-hmm.
so I don't like that. So you're trying to tell her she can be anything. Look, she has to keep the kids. She can't hang out at school and go to the library and study. I don't like that stuff. So she's not coming back to you. And unfortunately, I want to say that she got caught up into a system, and this young lady who had such great potential got caught up into a system with 5 baby daddies. And
Yeah.
guess what happened? That generation, now she's carrying it to another generation, because a young woman who's 26 years old with 5 children, let me tell you something, with no education, no job, their nerves they're screaming, they're yelling, they're trying to survive, they're pulling, and they are in a survival mode. And so that's why I said to you, we can't really fix everybody, but then there are some factors that limit us from even moving forward with some situations. Dr. Teller.
I believe that seeds planted is all we can do. Plant the seed. I get my ego out of it. I used to feel devastated if I didn't think that my clients were making progress. And I realized that's my ego, what I want to see. My
Mhm.
mother is long gone. She did not live to see the fruit, but she planted seeds she wasn't aware of. And I am the fruit, as well as my 2 other sisters. So the seeds that we plant, we have to get our ego out of it and say, God, let me do the best I can. Let me water that seed and move on. It is not up to me. I am not. See, a lot of times people like you and me, we are empaths and we want to carry I'm not going to carry somebody's pain.
Mhm.
It's not up to you to carry the pain. It's not up to you to fix the pain. But if there's something you can give in that moment, give it and keep
Absolutely.
moving, because
Absolutely.
seeds are powerful. But obviously, like you said, she's in a system, but that doesn't mean that she cannot.
From a generational curse system. And a lot of our young people and young boys are in those systems that push them into criminal systems and to other systems that they don't even know about. But let me get back to the girls. Why do you think the attack is on the young Black children, the young Black girls so much right now?
Because we are the hand that rocks the cradle. We have so much power. And as women step into our real power, things will begin to shift. We may not see it in our lifetime. Is can we get awake and stay awake? And there's a cost that comes. Everybody doesn't want to hear Jill Diamond Taylor. I don't wear red bottom shoes and St. John suits. I am not the typical motivational speaker. If I traded it in to make the big money, I can't do it. I want to be true to the way the spirit has designed me. And I get my ego out the way. I sleep well because I know each day I did the best I could. Okay, what's up tomorrow? What's my next assignment? I used to carry too much of other people's pain, worrying, tossing and turning. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh my God, this is going to. I am not in control of the universe.
That's right.
I am not in control. But what I am in control of is how I manage my emotions, how I manage my time, what foods I eat. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I eat very little. I get lots of sunshine, I drink lots of water. I work on peace more than happiness.
Woo! Come on, can you say that again?
I strive to have more peace than happiness. This is why
Come on, give her a high five. That's my thing. That's my thing. Is peace more than happiness? Because peace is an inner. That's the inner of who we are. Happiness is temporary, but
that's
peace
environment.
That's the environment. We're going to bring on Dr. Patton. You have anything you'd like to say with all that you've heard right now?
Oh my gosh, if I say all that I heard, I wouldn't stop talking. But I'm saying that what you're saying about that we just have to, there is so much, as you said, there's so much trauma with our children, with the parents, with the grandparents, and it's really the truth, because when you talk to some of the children, they look like they're a deer in headlights. They can't seem to grasp hold of what you're saying to them. And they can't, because they're being pulled. It's in a direction that has gotten such a hold on them, that has clouded their mind to think properly. They don't have the tools to think properly. And I wanted to said something about our children, especially I wanted to say our black boys, but now I have to include the girls, unfortunately. When they get to the gateway district, the gateway grade, which is fourth grade, that's when the government comes in and sees how many of our children can read. Okay, so then you're going to have an X amount of children that are going to drop out of high school, and so let's go ahead and build the jails to house our children. This has been going on for about 50 years, and people don't understand how real this is. They have already had our children where they're going to become failures. And they put the things out there that they're gravitating towards, because what? They see no hope.
Well, one of the things I think that needs to be incorporated in the school systems is that I think there should be a mental health specialist in every school. I think they should have accessibility to a therapist in every school. Just like
Yeah,
I
but
feel.
who is this mental health therapist? Is this mental health therapist a person that looks like you and I, that can
Yeah,
identify to some extent
yeah,
as to what the children are going through?
I
And
want
are they going to
somebody
be,
look.
and are they going to be given the medication?
Yeah. I want somebody who look like us. Now, I got to. Can I just stop right there and put a pause? Because everybody that look like us ain't like us.
That's right.
Now, I agree
They
with
don't think
that.
like
Who got the skin ain't no kin.
us. Okay.
You know? So I got kind of put a pause there. It's some of us that have did damage to our kids a whole lot when given the opportunity. So yes, I definitely promote people who look like us to be social workers and doctors and all that, but they got to be authentic and genuine in their motives and methods to help us, period. Because we can be deceived by this color,
That's
and
right.
we got one sitting up in the Supreme Court, that we've been deceived by that.
That's
He may
right.
sort of look like us, but guess what? He ain't for us, period. Okay, Cindy, come in. What you think?
Well, I was going to say that my grandmother used to say, the world loves its own. So when you said, why are the kids going through what they're going through? Well, we know who owns the planet and who wants to do what they want to do. So they're going to try to make people that feel like, oh, you're black, that's not enough. But you want the dance moves, you want the clothes, you want the new style, the new music, the new all this stuff. And we have to remember that we are such a powerful group of people that when Miss Taylor said, you know, I plant the seed because we're empaths, right? We can't take on so many people's stuff.
Right.
But the watering is everything, sis. The watering is everything because you know the experiment where the man yelled at the water and told it was ugly and it was black and it was dumb. And then he had the water where he said, I love you. I care about you. You're beautiful. That water stayed pure, but the water he yelled at turned into black, muddy water.
Words are powerful.
How are we watering the seed? Because it starts at the foundation. And as much as we could sit here and blame the world, what are we doing for our children?
Right,
what are we doing? It starts with us. As much as I want to blame everybody, I really can't. If I'm not, like you said, you go out there and you make sure that the dollar stays in your community. It doesn't leave 30 seconds after it's been given. You get $1 million check and you go and you give it to someone else. It leaves. I mean, granted, the corner stores don't look like us. After 2020, all those mom and pop black stores are gone that I've known since the 80s in Brooklyn. They're gone. But we have to do something about. No one's coming to save us.
Nobody's coming to save us. Now, I think, Cindy, you was on the line when I gave out instructions on Saturday on how we can help our children. And I gave out these simple instructions, Dr. Taylor, simple instructions such as we can make sure that our kids have book bags, not going out to Macy's and buying the book bag. We can go to the $5 store, get supplies and put supplies in it. And when we see a kid, give that bag to a kid. Because there are simple things we can do in our community. We can do acts of kindness in our community. We can look at a child and not turn our head away from that child. In our community, we can smile at that child and say, hi, how are you? God bless you. In our community, we can wear a t-shirt for those that are scary. Those that are scary, we can wear a t-shirt. Now, I have t-shirts that says, I am praying for our children, because that's what WarCry does. We stand in the gap and pray for our kids. And if then you want to, Dr. Taylor. And those are for the people who don't want to go out there and open their mouth. Just wear a t-shirt, pick a school, walk around the school or stand on the corner or go to a school bus stop and let our kids know that we're standing in the gap and praying for our kids. We can go to community meetings. We can get to be a part of the curriculums. We can take control of our society or our communities one day at a time. But the problem is we're not doing nothing. You know,
I think I think prayer is one of the solutions, but I think we have to prepare them and we have to protect them.
Yes.
So you have to find out what's going to be your soap, what's going to be your box that you're going to stand on. Are you going to be a prayer warrior, or are you going to be a protector, and you're going to be at the schools and you're going to make sure the children in your neighborhood are safe, or if they got something to eat, or you notice that they're being neglected, or are you going to be preparing them? Are you going to be a mentor? Are you going to help them to understand AI? Because a lot of young people are depressed. They're seeing less and less possibilities in the future. We can talk all day long about what has changed, the corner stores. Yes, they've changed, but what are you going to do to keep up?
Absolutely.
They've got to know about AI. They've got to learn another language. We're the only culture where we only know one language. Prepare them for the future that we're not going to be there. And we can gripe all day. Oh, we used to be this and used to be that. What a waste of energy. We
What a
need to be,
waste of
we need
word.
to be preparing them for the future. They need to
Absolutely.
learn the language. They need to know math. They need to know how to tap into their creativity. When you see a child mastering a certain thing, make sure you nurture that thing. That may be the thing that will help them to survive. Oh, they talk a lot. Don't say, oh, you talk too much. That may be a future lawyer or a future speaker. Oh, they're so quiet. Don't label a child. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. Don't do that. Don't label them so young. Oh, you're a troublemaker. Or you're like so-and-so. We do that to them, and we put a cap on them, and we limit them. We have to find out what is that strength that they have, and nurture.
I think you said something. I'm gonna go back to you. I think you said prepare, and that's a great word. Is to prepare and to mentor. That's a great word. What we need to do. Our young women don't have mentors. The mentors we have are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Those are the mentors that they have, and that's who they want to be like. They don't want to be like us. When we were growing up, we wanted to be like our parents. Nobody wants to be like a mother. They want to be like somebody else. I think, yes, we're going to pray, but we got to do some preparation after we get up off our knees. And we got to spend time with the child. We can't just say, okay, we did it today. And, oh, my gosh, she didn't do what I asked her to do. We got to spend time with that child, and we got to exemplify a characteristic that's going to be kind instead of judgmental. Back at you, Dr. Teller.
One of the things we have to prepare is them for understanding relationships. These young people are sexually active, much younger. Are we giving them relationship tools? Are we telling them the do's and the don'ts? Are we telling them mistakes that they made?
We can't discuss that in the church. Oh no.
That's why I don't do it in the church. I will not be limited by the church. I teach young girls.
That's right.
I teach them that the word pyramid means the house of God. And the first pyramid on the body is when they stand with their legs open and they make a V. That is the pyramid. All of life comes through the woman.
Okay, let's stop right there. You got to repeat that. You got to repeat that right there. I think that is so phenomenal what you just said, that the first pyramid, you've got to repeat that for me, sister girl. That's why you look so good. Black don't crack, but you got to repeat that.
I told you I'm very non-traditional. I don't teach in the church because the church will limit me. I'm not popular because I go outside the box and I teach women about their power. The word pyramid means the house of God. Okay. So when the pyramids, they would bury kings and queens and in the pyramids. Okay. So when a woman stands with her legs open, that is a V. That is the opening. All life comes through the woman's portal. The next portal, the next pyramid is this: the house of God. If I close this pyramid, I will no longer exist. All of life comes through this pyramid. That's why our pyramids are bigger. Life. So this is the way I teach young girls, and I teach them about mistakes I made. I teach them about the do's and the don'ts. I teach them about, what it takes to friendships, boyfriends. We talk about these basic things. If we're going to curtail the rate of early pregnancy, we got to have the real talk. I didn't have real talk when I was a young girl. They just threw a little booklet at me. My mother didn't talk to me. There's so much shame. We've got to get rid of the shame, and we've got to I'm a realist. We don't have time to be sugarcoating things. These girls are in the line of fire. These girls are in a crisis. These boys are in a crisis. We don't have time to tiptoe around it. Let's get real. These boys used to fight and go to war. Now they sipping Starbucks, and they got their pants sagging, and they walking around with broken wrists, and they walking around mad and angry and tattooed up. They don't know that they're dishonoring the temple.
Yes.
They don't
Yes.
know what to do with all the anger. They don't know what to do with all this anger. So they're following what they see. Are they seeing you and me? What are they seeing? Who's talking to them? I can't just give somebody a scripture. I got to give them some real life, teach
Oh,
young people
oh,
life skills.
you done stepped on the church toes now.
I'm sorry.
Look, they gonna put you out of Second Baptist. You ain't gonna be able to go.
And
Yeah.
I was ordained in the church, and I thank God that I was, so I could understand all the different systems that are coming at us as people of color.
Yes, yes.
I
And
understand it.
the church, I am ordained, and I'm going to say it. The church hinders the work, and it bounds us up. Period. And if the church was more liberated and able to stop trying to be like the world, but trying to be the body that God called them to and integrate themselves into the world, we would be better, because we don't talk about certain things. Drugs are real. Drugs are real. And whether we know, and whether we talk about it or not, it's people in our church doing drugs. Domestic violence is real. Whether we want to talk about it in our church, it's happening. There are things happening in our churches that
And
we need.
young people know truth, and they know untruth when they see it. And the more we are bolder with our truth and stop hiding in our shame and our secrets, they'll start listening to us. They're not going to listen to us when we run a game. I'm not going to run game on people.
Children know, and when we're pretending to be something that's not authentic.
Exactly. Come on. No,
I
they
want to
know.
be around phony people. I'm telling you, I don't want to be around fake, phony people. I want to be about people who are doing the real work, kingdom work. I know we're moving the church out, but I'm staying focused with kingdom work, because that's still work of the kingdom. Now we're concluding now, but before we go, there's a couple things I want to do. I want you to think about all the events that you're going to be bringing up. I've seen an event that you're having in September. I want you to make that announcement. I want you to tell us where we can get your books, where we can get you this, where we can get that. I want you to tell us where we can get money. Put your cash up so we can send money to support you. But I'm going to Minister Patton right now for a 2-minute wrap up. Just 2 minutes. What you think?
Oh man, I just have 2 minutes. Uno, dos. Okay. So let me just say this. This was a wonderful conversation. But in as what Dr. Said, what we have to do is we have to do the work. We got to stop talking. We got to do the work. We got to stop looking. All of the stuff that's been here, it's been here with our grandmothers, our mothers, and that. But we got to start doing the work because the children are suffering. So I have to recommit and get in my mind, because I've got to somehow navigate how to do this work to be effective and do this work. And that's the only thing I got to say. We got to do the work.
Gotta do the work.
We
Cindy,
got to stop talking.
what you gotta say? Cindy?
I want to say thank you, ladies. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for just putting so much in us. And thank you for the war cry, because this is, and Dr. Patton, thank you. It's like you said, we have to do what we have to do. And as a writer and a producer, I make sure and I do that, because you get what I'm saying? It starts with us. And I don't want to give my black back. I never want to give my black back, because this is how I came in and this is how I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And who taught you how to hate yourself? Like Malcolm said, undo it, babes. Undo it. I love you guys.
Yeah, yes. And we're vested in our children. I want you to know that, Dr. Teller. WarCry is vested in our children. We're participating in a lot of social justice programs. We're trying to be proactive. Before our black boys pick up the gun, we want to be proactive and keep them from the gun. We're trying to be proactive with our young girls. I'm in many organizations where we don't want our kids to die prematurely. So we're out here investing and doing the work. And let me tell you something, there's plenty room for other people to do the work too. There's plenty room for this work to be
done. So I appreciate you, sister girl. I want to be a part of you. Like I told you, we're going to hang out. I mean, I may have to go to California, but we're going to hang out. But let us know about your events and where they're going to be at, and some of your books, some more of your books that you've written.
Yeah, this has been so rich, and I'm honored that you would allow me to add to your platform. I really salute you. I am honored by your passion. All three of you are leaders right where you are, and don't underestimate the power and the influence that you have. My website is jeweldiamondtaylor.com. Every year for 40 years, I give a women's retreat. This year, it will be in California, where I live in beautiful Malibu. That'll be the first week in September. I'm also offering what I call my GPS circle, goals, purpose, and success, where I interact with you once a month, send you a message once a month, help you with a workbook to keep you on track. GPS is to help us so we don't get lost. And so I help women navigate their goals, their purpose, and their success. I call it GPS. And that is $29 a month. And for that, each month, you will receive a recorded message from me. Each month, we will have a group session by Zoom, and I will be sending you different handouts to add to your workbook. That's $29.99. It's called GPS with Life Coach Jill Diamond Taylor. My books are, I'm mostly doing magazines right now because the culture has changed to where people are getting audiobooks and PDFs and ebooks. So I don't spend a lot of money on printing books anymore. I do have some still in stock, but I'm doing now monthly magazines, Empower Her. And in that magazine, I have articles, and actually it's more cost effective to mail. And I find that people have a short attention span, so they seem to like my magazines more than books. So you can also text me to receive my weekly online newsletter, and I send you inspiration as well as where I'm going to be speaking. That is free. And you can just simply go to my website. She's showing it to you right now. Or you could text me right now at 562-735-5916 and say, Jewel, please add me. And every Wednesday, you will receive my newsletter, which includes an inspirational message to you, as well as where I'm going to be speaking. I call it Wednesday Word, WIN. It comes out every Wednesday. You will get a link. It'll say, click here to read Jewel's Wednesday inspiration. And there's no charge for that. Okay. I am a life coach. I do one-on-one life coaching with women, dealing with, experiencing more progress with your goals or dealing with relationships. I've been married 55 years, had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of mistakes, a lot of miracles, a lot of insight, a lot of perspective. I love helping women with their relationship issues. I lost my 38-year-old son to cancer, so I do a lot of grief counseling. I do a lot of counseling with women who are caregiving and exhausted. I'm also the founder of Women on the Grow, and this is my outreach where I send money and free counseling to women that are going through cancer, depression, divorce, single parenting, or grief. And I send money because I have these amazing donors that allow me to give this outreach. And you can see this ministry at womenonthegrow.org, womenonthegrow.org. And I invite you to either be a donor, $20 more, whatever you'd like to give. And I send out a report every month where we're allocating the dollars. I send them free books. I send flowers. I do visitations. I do free counseling when I come across women who are in an adverse situation, living in their cars, taking care of their parents, a single parent. We just sent money to women for back to school shopping. We send money at Mother's Day. We send money to women in cancer because they got to keep the lights on or pay their phone bill or put gas in the car. So that is my nonprofit organization. I am an ordained pastor, but I'm very non-traditional. This is my church without walls. I believe that compassion is what we need. And so I lead with compassion. I lead with love. I lead with faith. And I do what I can, but I can't do it by myself. So I have amazing women that have partnered with me that resonate with that same type of vibe. Like, we see the hurt, we see it everywhere. And Jewel, what can I do? It doesn't matter. I mean, I have hundreds of dollars that come. Sometimes it's 20, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 100, but it all goes towards that particular mission. Thank you so much for this opportunity to interact with Sister Patton and Sister Cindy. I think it's Cindy, right? It was so
Yes.
great meeting you. I would love
Yeah.
to come back to the East Coast. I'm from the East Coast. I haven't been back in a while. I usually go to Maryland. I have a goddaughter who is a minister in Maryland, but I'm from DC, so I love claiming that I'm bi-coastal. I'm West Coast in California, but I love my East Coast sisters.
You know, we got it going on. Let me tell you, Dr.
Yeah.
Keller, we're going to try to bring you here. We're going to do our best. We're going to put some churches. We're going to put some churches together and bring you here, and some nonprofit organizations. We have so many groups here, women who have lost their children
Yeah.
with gang
Yeah.
violence. The other side of midnight, I'm working with a whole lot of grief groups that they need to hear your voice, period.
Yeah.
So
And because my mother didn't survive breast cancer, and my son did not survive sickle cell and kidney cancer. So the two major, my mother and my son, man, that was such a gut wrenching. And so I teach a lot of resiliency. It's tough. And when you don't have anybody to work through that pain, because after the chicken is gone and everybody goes home, a lot of
yeah,
women are not resilient. They don't know how to recover. So I didn't ask for that particular ministry, but let me tell you, I've walked through the shadow of death, and what I've worked with mothers who've lost their children. It's so ironic because 3 months before my son died quickly, I was asked to speak to mothers who all lost their children to gang violence. I'm like, God, why am I don't know nothing about this. Why am I going to go? I don't know anything. I'm telling you, the universe is something else. And I brought a message. I don't remember what I said, but they said it was powerful. And 3 months later, my son got out of the hospital bed, kissed me 3 times. And on the third kiss, he dropped dead. So I have counseled women who've lost their children from violence, from drowning, from 2 of my best friends lost their children, adult children, to suicide, which is a lot of, we don't want to talk about that in our community. There's so much shame. I have women whose children are gay and there's shame. These are real situations. And I just want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to be there for those that are hurting. And my tagline is, I was born for this. And so I've accepted the assignment.
you were born for this. And can I add something else? It's your time. It's your time. It's your time to step up and to begin to empower
Yes.
others. One of Jesus' tags was this: hashtag make disciples. That's your tag. Hashtag disciples. See, we got to mimic ourselves in others so that we can all collectively do the work that's been assigned to us. We don't have time to be weary. We don't have time to be tired. We got to take care of our bodies, our minds, and our soul. And that's why WarCry is here, because we're going to bring it to the people, the straight
talk to the street talk. This is where the sanctuary meets the street. And this is WarCry. I'll see you guys next Monday again for another fabulous show. We love you, Dr. Teller. What's the name of the show? WarCry. Unmute your phone. WarCry. And today we having it for women. Oh, Dr. Teller, we love you. We love you. We want you here on the West Coast. We don't want you on the East Coast no more. I mean, we don't want you on the West Coast. We want you on the East Coast. You need a voice here. You got to get a house in the Poconos. You must get a house in the Poconos so you can be here with us. This is WarCry. We'll see you next.
All you gotta do is give me a place and some folks, and I'll show up.
We're gonna work on that. This is WarCry. Next week, our show will be on crime, no crime. A group of lawyers, a family of lawyers invented a game called Crime, No Crime. You can look at it on how to manipulate the justice system and knowing your right. See you next week. This is WarCry. I love you.
Well, during Black History Month, every year I see my poem all over the internet saying author unknown. Well, here she is, the author Jewel Diamond Taylor of the poem, I'm Not Giving My Black Back, written in 1998. Yes, I wrote that as I was speaking for the African American Women on Tour conference, and I would wear my ethnic wear, and someone stopped me and said, where did you get that costume? And it just jolted me like, this is not a costume, this is my heritage. And immediately this poem flowed through my consciousness, and it goes like this: I am not giving my black back. I am not giving up my greens or my grits. You think I'm gonna give up saying girl and put my hands on my hips? You see, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. And I'm not giving up Rosa Parks. I'm not giving up Sojourner Truth. I'm not giving up Fannie Lou Hamer. I'm not giving up Toni Morrison. I'm not giving up Dr. Maya Angelou. Because you see, I am a phenomenal woman. And I'm just not going to give up my crown, my waves, my locks, my braids, my kinks. I'm not giving up going to Madeire's kitchen and hearing her say, how you doing, baby? As she serves me some peach cobbler. I love on Fridays going to barbecues and playing bid whist and slamming those dominoes. I'm not giving my black back. I'm not giving up Harriet Tubman's train, Soul Train, Coal Train, or the Midnight Train to Georgia. Now, you can meet me at the function at the junction, but I'm not giving up B.B. King. I'm not giving up the Whispers, Fancy Miss Nancy, Lena Horne, the Philadelphia Sound, or the Temptations. Because like the Temptations said, it's the way we do the things that we do, like building the pyramids that still stand, made by our forefathers' hands, where the gold and the silver and the oil and the diamonds are buried in our rich, dark land. I'm not giving my black back. I am happy being nappy. I love my wide hips. I love my wide nose. Oh, I love putting lotion on my ashy skin. I'm not giving my black back. Now, you know what? I'm not going to forget my ancestors who lay in a wet grave at the bottom of the sea. And I'm not going to give up on our youth of today who still need a way made. I'm not going to give up on Miles, even though he didn't smile. I'm not going to give up on Richard Pryor or Phyllis Hyman or Billie Holiday or Marvin Gaye or Billy Eckstine, Jackie Robinson or Jackie Wilson. You think I'm going to give up doing the electric slide, give up on Alvin Alley or Debbie Allen or Bojangles or Sammy Davis Jr.? You think I'm going to give up reading my Jet, my Ebony, my Essence, my Black Enterprise magazine? And as a side note, I got to contribute to all those magazines, even though some of them don't exist anymore. But the poem goes, like Curtis Mayfield saying, oh yeah, honey, we are a people that are darker than blue. We are a colorful people. We are red, fox. We are James Brown. We are the lady who sings the blues. We are the color purple. We are the mothers in the church dressed in white. We are Al Green with love and happiness. You see how colorful we are? I just can't give my black back. I'm not going to give back Maxine Waters, Martin, Megger, Malcolm, Mandela, Marley, Marcus, Muhammad Ali, and now in 2023, I can add Michelle Obama. I am not giving my black back. Black History Month, it should not just be a month. We are history, and I am herstory. Thank you so much for listening and sharing this. And if you happen to see my poem, I'm Not Giving My Black Back, on the internet, and it says author unknown, you can correct them and give them the true original source. The author is myself, Jewel Diamond Taylor. Thank you so much, and stay in the light.
Voices of Change, a Coach Ministry production.